Hey guys, hope all is going well. So a few of you guys asked me if I could kind of put up a video that shows the answers to the back of the blue sheet, which is the homework that you should be completing / studying for this assessment that you will be having on Friday, March the 13th, which is tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to take you step by step through all three of the columns, problems, this one, and this one. I know your paper looks like this, right? I just copied and pasted it into this flip chart format, so it's a little easier to work with, alright? So, number one. Oops, sorry about that. Y equals 2, and the whole thing, it's got x plus 5 to the second power minus 7, right? First thing we should do is write a description. Alright? I know that the 2 makes it skinnier. The second you see parentheses, you know it can go to the left or to the right. Okay? But remember, it is the opposite. OPP. So instead of really going to plus 5 over here, it's going to go in the opposite direction to minus 5, which would be to the left. So let me just take some notes of this stuff real quick. So I'm going to write S for skinnier, or more narrow, whatever, to the left by 5. And I know this minus 7 out by itself, it could either make it move up or down. Since it's a minus, it's going to make it move down by 7. Okay? Now, let's make that sound educated instead of just saying, it got skinnier. Alright? So, the graph of y equals x. I'm going to use this to the second power because I can't type it out, but if you write out y equals x squared, that's cool. That's fine. Alright. Oops. So it became more narrow. Or you could say skinnier, whatever. Horizontally translated to the left by 5 units. Sorry. And vertically translated down 7 units. Okay? Alright, cool. That should be that. You guys have been doing very well on these descriptions. Okay? Now, as for this graphing, as for graphing it, let's put this in y equals. I've already done that. And remember, you need 5 points. 5 points when you're graphing your parabolas. Okay? I want you to get the middle, which is the vertex, right? And then 2 points to either side of it. So when I'm looking at my calculator right now, it looks like the middle is x of negative 5 and y of negative 7. So let me go to negative 5, down to negative 7, make a point. And then on either side, the next one is negative 5. And then it goes to negative 7, negative 7, 1. Let me do that over here too. Boop. Negative 3. Boop. And that's all you need. My problem is going to be ugly because I'm using my computer mouse, but bam! Should look something like that. Okay? Now, I know that this point right here, right, is the vertex, and that coordinate, which is the middle, is negative 5, comma, negative 7, right? Since I'm able to see the bottom of this, that's the minimum. And I know I looked up and down, my eyes. I looked up and down on this y-axis, right? So, I would know that the minimum value, because I'm looking up and down at the y's, is negative 7. So you would write it as y equals negative 7. Not negative 7 by itself, because I don't know if you're talking about x or y. If you just leave it out like that. You need to tell me y equals negative 7. Alright. Line of symmetry was that thing that we said we need to draw a dotted line down the middle. It is that thing that you guys learned about in art in elementary school. It splits it right in half. And the x value that it splits it at is negative 5. X equals negative 5. If you're able to remember this little cheat, not really a cheat, But this part of your vertex is right here, right? This part of your vertex is right here. Remember, this vertex is super crucial. Once you find that, everything else kind of comes hand in hand. Alright, domain of every parabola, right? The width is never ending. It starts from all the way over here, negative infinity, and it goes all the way over there to infinity. Range. That's how high and low, right? Remember, we've done the thing with our voices like low, high, right? Range. So it's the letter Y. I'm looking at Y's, not X's. My lowest Y value right here is -7. Okay? And my highest Y value, because it's going up, right? It looks like it's never going to stop, is infinity. Okay. Now, just to double check these intervals, some of you guys are still having a little difficulty with them. But remember, you're looking at X's, right? Intervals are just half of this guy, half of the domain. You need to find out what's happening first, okay? So, you read it from left to right, just like you read a book. That's how we read graphs. And it starts to decrease first. So it starts decreasing at negative infinity, right? Because that's where our graph started. And it stops going down right here. Once again, that vertex is super important. And I'm looking at the x value, which is -5. And once again, you see that right here. This is your x. That's the guy that's splitting it in half. Increasing interval. At -5, it starts to go up. And that's going to keep on going forever. So it keeps going on to infinity. Okay? You're more than likely to email me with any questions about this if you had difficulty. Excuse me. I'm moving on to the second one. Alright, so here, I kind of like this one because they've given us a graph, right? But they haven't really given us anything else, which is cool. We need to think hard about this. You need to remember that the parent function, right, looks something like that. Its vertex sits right here at 0, 0. And we need to think about how it moved to here. That's where the new vertex is. Okay? Just as notes here, I like taking notes, right? It moved to the right by 1, 2, 3. So it moved to the right by 3. That would make it up here, right? And I need to put it down. It goes down by 1. Okay? So let me erase this up. Okay? Let me do my transformation real quick, explanation. The graph of y equals x squared. Remember, I'm just making this fancy now. Horizontally translated, now it's going to be to the right by 3. And it's going to vertically translate down still, but it's going to vertically translate down 1 unit. Okay? Now, when writing this equation, you need to keep this stuff in mind also, right? You always start with y equals for your equations for these, okay? The second you know it's going side to side, what do you need? That's right. I feel like I'm doing Dora the Explorer. You need parentheses. X goes in the front, squared goes outside. That's just the skeleton setup. We haven't done any math yet, right? Alright, so going to the right by 3, it really went to positive 3. But I cannot write plus 3 in there, because whatever happens inside the parentheses, it's the opposite. So there should be a minus 3 here. Check! I've got that. Now I need to put that in my equation. If it goes down by 1, just down by 1. Cool. I'm done. Alright. Now, let me erase that. This vertex right here is a minimum, because I can see the bottom of it. And the y value of that minimum is right here. -1. Okay. The vertex, which is the center, the middle, that point where it looks like a mirror on either side of it, it is, the x value is 3, the y value is -1. Line of symmetry, let me get you back up. Oh, that's a horrible line. Goes right down the middle, and please draw this on your test and your worksheets when you're doing it. It helps. x equals, and it hits right at 3. I see that. Bam. Domain, again, the exact same thing. Always. I shouldn't say always, but a majority of the time. Range, you're looking up and down, so it's going to be the letter Y. The lowest to the highest, right? I can actually see the lowest again in this one, which is right here. And I'm looking at my Y's, so that's -1. And it's opening upwards, right? So it's going to keep going until infinity. Alright. These two intervals, bam, 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 bam. You need to keep X for both. I see some of you guys writing, not too many, but some of you guys write X and Y. I guess because you see X and Y up here. Nope. Intervals are just half of your domain. Again, okay? So what's happening first? It's decreasing first. So my decreasing interval is going to get that negative infinity, since this is the beginning. Right? Ta-da! And it stops decreasing, and once again I'm looking at the X value, not the Y. It stops decreasing at 3. And right after 3 it's pretty obvious. It goes up. It starts increasing now. So from 3 until infinity, it is going to keep getting higher. So once again, 3, 3, 3, 3. It's all there. -1, -1, -1. Look how important this vertex is, right? Okay. Oh, did I say became? Is that real life? Became. Oh, whoa! I need to take this out. Sorry. It did not become more narrow. The graph of y equals x squared, horizontally translated to, yeah, that's good. It didn't do anything else. Sorry about that, guys. Okay? Last one. We're kind of flying through this. This one I like. I feel like I've said that for all of them. But anyways, they've given you a transformation description, and you have to write an equation from that. After that, put in the calculator, and we're kind of good. It's going to be alright. So, take it step by step. Y equals. Alright? Sorry, let me set up my calculator. And my fingerprint isn't working. Let's have a conversation in the meantime. How are you doing? That's great. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'll read it to you. The graph of y equals x squared reflected over the x-axis. So I'm going to stop right there. I know I need a negative. Okay? Boom. Let's keep going. Horizontal translation, 5 units to the right. I know that means it's going to go to +5. But instead of +5, I would be writing the opposite. Because that's the rule when you're in parentheses. X. Bam. -5. And the last part that I did not finish reading is that it has a vertical translation up 3 units. And that's the one that's pretty simple. It's the one by itself. Okay? Let me throw this in my calculator real quick. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. It makes me feel faster when it makes sound effects. Okay? I'm going to scroll around a bit until I find the middle. And remember, you find the middle when you see the exact, when you see the y. I'm not making sense. So you see the middle when you see the exact same numbers above and below one of the y values. In this case, the y value of 3 has a 2 above it and below it, right? Above it is -1, -1. So this is the middle, right? That's your mirror. That's your guy. Just to get the x's down here. I know I didn't do it for the last one. I'll be nice and do it for this. Alright, -1, it goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Alright, let me graph those points real quick. Oh, that's huge. Okay. 3, oh no, I always like to do this first. That's me. 5, 3. Should have a dot there. I'm going to go backwards and do these first. 4, 2. 3, negative 1. So my x is 3, my y is negative 1. And now we're going to do these two. 6, comma 2. 7, comma negative 1. And BAM! That is horrible. Still horrible. Don't judge me. It's okay. Whatever. Alright, cool. So there is your parabola. Let's knock these out real quick. This is the vertex, right? Which is 5, comma 3. Cool. I know that this is the top of the graph. There's nothing higher than it. The minimum, it's all the way down here. There's no actual minimum number, right? Like you could say the minimum in your mind is infinity, but when they're asking you for the minimum or maximum, they want you to be able to state an exact number. So I can see the top, right, which is the maximum, and that y value is 3, which is here also. Line of symmetry again, please draw a dotted line down the middle. Boom! Okay? And that x value is 5. Domain, you're probably like, dude, I'm just going to skip over this part right now because I got this. Anyways, the domain is the same as always. Range, we're going to use the letter y because we're looking from the lowest to highest point. This one's a little different. The lowest y, these look like they keep going down forever. So if I'm putting down the lowest y value first, that's going to have to be negative infinity for this one. Alright? Now the highest y value, I can see it right there. And it is 3, right? Bam, 3, if you can't make that connection. Alright? Alright, let's get these intervals set up. Bam, bam. These are both x, because they're half of our domain. And our graph this time is not decreasing first, it is increasing. It's getting bigger. So that means our increasing interval is going to get the first part of this domain. It starts off at negative infinity. And I'm looking at my x's. The x value where it stops increasing is right here. Right? And that's 5. Whoa, what'd I do? Alright, 5. And at 5, the x value of 5, right there, it's kind of hard to see. This parabola starts going down, right? It starts decreasing. And I know some of you want to write negative infinity, but that is not right. You are only looking at the x's. I understand it looks like it's going down, but you're looking at the x's. These x's are getting bigger. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, a million, quadrillion, billion, Mr. Hailu, illion. Right. Did you see what I just did? I rapped. It was pretty cool. Alright. So this should be infinity, the other part of your domain. Okay? I know that was kind of fast, but you guys have been doing very well with this. I hope this helps. If any of you are having difficulty, please shoot me an email if you have any questions, okay? Have a great day. Study hard, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. Oh, and this was the back of the blue sheet. I don't know if I said that. Bye.